some nitty-gritty. How does the president rate himself? First and foremost, he has to have a view on what he has done. How does he rate himself, his performance in these last 8 years?
Well, the president feels he fulfilled. He has done exceptionally well, as best as he can in the circumstances in which he has found himself. And he's satisfied going home, and for the next president to continue to build on the foundations that he has laid.
So let's take it one after the other. If the president feels fulfilled, why then is he talking about forgiveness to those he feels offended?
You can't walk on eggs without breaking them. It's absolutely not possible. So apology by President Muhammadu Buhari was not did not indicate the acceptance of wrongdoing on his part. There are people in the course of doing this job, there are people who you would offend inadvertently. Certainly the president is not a malicious person as to go out deliberately to hurt people. But looking all of the things, the enormous powers of the office of the president of Nigeria, the president has responsibility for every executive action of the government. So if you have been wronged by whether a tax collector or investigator, police, EFCC, and you feel that way, the president is saying, I take responsibility and I apologize to you. I don't think there's anything wrong in doing that.
I mean, we look at security specifically. Those who feel this is one area that the president thought that it was his strong area and that he could handle effectively. But those who judge him as one slow in pace, sometimes non-empathetic enough to have shown concern when there are events or incidents that have happened in the country, and those who have judged him as ineffective in his style of operation to have dealt with some of these incidents in the country. Does it feel the pains of some Nigerians who are expressing their views in this regard?
Well, opinions would obviously be different, and people are entitled to hold their own. It's a matter of time. People will come to the full realization of how much the president has done. When he came in 2015, the urgent national task was to arrest the rapid deterioration of security and the spread of Boko Haram terrorism. And you could recall very well, in Abuja here, the United Nations was bombed, the headquarters of the police. So what else? They had proved their point, and they were determined to. They were already in Lokoja and Okene, and headed for Lagos. So the fact that President Buhari has been able to roll this back, as we speak today, Shehu, the preoccupation of the government of Nigeria is how do you rebuild damaged infrastructure, roads, bridges, schools, markets, places of worship, all of them destroyed by Boko Haram. Now the thing, people are resuming agriculture in this, they're growing their own food. They were being fed in IDP camps. Now the effort is, the government is rebuilding with active collaboration of the Borno State government, rebuilding communities that were destroyed and people being taken back and getting on with their normal lives. So security is not what it was in 2015. Whether people will give credit to President Muhammadu Buhari now or later, we will wait to see. But certainly, in fact, the Boko Haram terrorism disastrously, in fact, excessively showed how damaged the country's military institution and the security agencies had been. And the fact that the president is able to rebuild these institutions and re-equip them. An Air Force that flew only 4 aircraft today has 38 of them and 24 fighter helicopters coming. So many acquisitions are going on, more than 100 platforms for the Nigerian Navy, making the shoreline the safest in 27 years. And the records are there. The Army has made so many acquisitions, drone technology, why in it all. So much has changed, and that President Muhammadu Buhari will be appreciated, if not now, much later.
I mean, looking at how much they have been spent on fighting insecurity in Nigeria, one major promise that the president has made to Nigerians, and budgets now going into, it was initially in the region of billions, now is in the region of trillion naira, and northwest of the country still remain a hotbed.